how can we figure out the burnout of leaders?
Well, I think we could actually gauge it just by well, it could be interaction. Number one, verbal cues, comments that are made, actions, gestures that come from the leader. You can often pick up when you observe verbal cues from someone. I think sometimes results are indicative to burnout. So somebody becomes less engaged as a leader, they're not involved with their team. Their turnover spikes up. Quality starts to go down. And you often ask, where's the leader in all this? And the leader could be checked out in the office and done and not really wanting to express it. But that could be indicative of the results are not where they need to be. And it could be obviously an example of the leader in burnout. It could be direct follow up with the leader. So, in the people that I serve, leadership teams that we serve, we stay connected pretty frequently, and I look for cues that I may see of whether it's enhanced complaints. Complaints are more, or somebody's dissatisfied all the time. So there's negative things that I would see and pick up on, so I could address them and say, "Hey, what's going on with you? I see something a little bit different in you." I actually have if you're okay, I have an example of that in my own career. Would it be okay to share with the group?
Course, examples are great. You can share anything.
Sure. So when I was first joined my current organization, I was about a year into a chief nursing officer role, and I was working hard. We had a lot of call-ins from staff, and so I became the nurse on the floor. I was the leader, but I was working side by side with my staff. I was taking care of patients and not just, administrative role, but I was also doing nursing duties. And I was doing that for several days in a row. And I didn't realize there was anything different about me other than that I was committed, I was working hard, I was ensuring that our patients were safe. But my supervisor recognized that there was a change in how I interacted with her. And it was interesting because I didn't see it in myself, but she picked up on it because we were close. We talked frequently, we communicated frequently, and she saw some difference in how I was responding to her. So one day she called me into her office, and I'm busy, I'm taking care of patients. I'm like, what does she want? And so I go into her office and we sit down, and she said, "What's going on with you? I see something different in you. I see that you're interacting differently with the other members of the leadership team. You're interacting differently with me. When I talk about things you're passionate about, I see a light come in your eyes, or basically in your verbal cues." And then she said, "But when I talk about things related to the hospital, I see a change in your demeanor. What's going on with you?" And I still could not take ownership of that because I didn't see it within myself, although she did. And so she told me to go home and think about it and decide if I truly wanted to be the chief nursing officer. It kind of hurt my feelings, to be honest with you, because I was like, I know I'm working very hard. I'm taking care of patients. I'm ensuring they're safe. And I thought about it through the weekend, and I came back on Monday with a renewed energy. And I told her, I'm committed to be your chief nursing officer. And we worked very successfully together, and we created a great hospital environment during that time that we worked together. So even though I didn't see it myself, I had a great mentor, people who were surrounded around me that cared enough about me to say, I see something different. And I think that's the level of engagement we as leaders have to have. And whether if you're in a 5,000 employee organization, I know that the CEO or whoever the senior leader is doesn't know all 5,000 employees, but it spreads out because we're the example. And so if I'm taking care of my core team and I'm engaged with them and I'm watching them and I'm communicating with them, it trickles as they're leaders of a core team, and it goes on down to the frontline employees. So that would be an example of something that I experienced in my career, to where I had great people around me that recognized that I was going through possibly a burnout.